All right, what's up, YouTube? It's Nice Saint here back with another video. This video is gonna be about self-hatred and how it manifests. Self-hatred, I think a lot of people have a lot of self-hatred in themselves, and most of the time, like I said, not even most of the time. Well, of course, it's manifested upon themselves, but I think let me just use my experience about how, like I said, I grown to understand myself and just how I was able to see how I really, at times, people like hate themselves, and even myself. Like I said, I wasn't raised in the best household. Of course, like most people not raised in like a good or decent, let's say decent household. So it manifests quite differently. From my experience, my self-hatred for myself manifested in a way where I was never speaking how I felt. It's like, you know that you were right, but of course you don't speak how you feel because you feel like you don't value your voice enough and your opinion enough to speak it because, of course, I think that in my mind I didn't think people cared, so I would keep a lot of things to myself. I mean, to a certain extent I still do, because at the end of the day, like I said, I believe that a lot of people don't care, but it should never stop you from ever speaking your mind and speaking your truth. I would say I think that's a quick way to close down your heart and just your of course your throat chakra. Of course, ain't trying to get spiritual, but that's just a terrible way to do it. It's like, if you don't speak your mind and speak your heart, it's like eventually, like I said, you're gonna turn against you. I think Nipsey Hussle was like, would you rather be at peace with the world and war with yourself, or at war with the world and peace with yourself? And I think that's something I had to really like get through my brain, because the more I would not speak my mind, it seemed like it was like, the more I would not speak my mind, the more aggression that I would like muster up in myself. And eventually, of course, it would be brought back on myself, like through like my shadow interactions and things like that. That's one thing I've grown to notice, is that I haven't really been having any shadow interactions, but ever since like my last shadow interaction, I've been understanding that I can't really, my shadow self is really getting sick and tired of my bullshit. Like I can't really just keep myself. I can't keep being reserved. I can't keep holding things to myself. Like, I started telling people off, like not telling people off, but like, just speaking my mind, no matter who felt or thought about what I said. It's like, right is right, wrong is wrong. However I feel is however I felt. Like I said, you can't really change how you feel. However you feel is whatever. It's just like, it's there, and it's like, it's not gonna change. Well, it could change, but that's how you feel, and you need to get it out. And it's better to get it out at this exact moment, instead of like letting shit slide or just keeping it in the back of your brain, so it can just just sit there and just grow stronger and grow stronger. It's like it's almost like the idea of like a thought form. It's like, the more the more that you neglect or just act like, let's say for me, like I said, I would act like people ain't do me wrong or just not done anything wrong, and I would just keep it in the back of my brain, and then eventually, like I said, I would just get angrier and angrier, then it would come out in the outburst. Either come out in the outburst to people, or it would come out to just me, just beating up myself, just, like, and like I said, that came with what it came with. I had to get a better understanding of like, okay, excuse me, that it needs to get out. It can't stay in. Because if you stay in, you will, like I said, it will kill you. I think that's why it's like a lot of suicides. It's like people can't keep that type of stuff in, and they can't handle it, and they don't know what to do with it. So, like I said, that anger and that sadness and that guilt and all these type of things come out, and it manifests in a very destructive way, But self-hatred, I've grown to like really hate myself from always holding things to myself, just holding things to myself and not really like, telling the truth to even myself and just people that, deserve the truth. Whether they're someone that you frequent with or someone that you see for 2 seconds. People need to hear, I think not people need to hear, you need to get it out. And whether they listen or not, or whether they care or not, you need to get it out, because I think that's just a healthy thing to do. And like I said, you shouldn't be bearing that bearing that feeling forever. Feelings come and go, but I think that's probably why emotions are like that. Like I said, any emotion felt for too long is like like I said, it's like it's kind of negative. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's like why would you? Nobody will ever want to feel happy all the time. Like I said, like it's kind of odd, you know. Like I said, I'm a very neutral of a person. Like I said, of course, it's probably is people that's happy, but even me, like I said, I was always like I said, you couldn't catch. It's never been a day you couldn't catch me with a smile on my face. But I was very I was very miserable inside, and I didn't want people to see it. So that's where my smile was always up. It's like a guard that I had. But yeah, like I said, I used to be a tomato can. Like, you know, I think Mike Tyson said a tomato can. I just felt very worthless. I felt like nobody, you know, I was low self-esteem was crazy. But yeah, you just got to understand that the longer you do that, the more that the self-hate really builds in you, and it becomes a strong force that you eventually gonna have to, you know, confront as a, you know, a full monster, you know. And it's gonna be harder to take down because you let it manifest over the years. And like I said, and that can manifest as, you know, suicide. It could manifest as depression. Who knows? It could just manifest as just you just doing acting homicidal, suicidal, just you going around careless. Like I said, I don't think anybody should be going around the world careless. And like I'm talking about careless in the sense of like you don't care about what happened to you or anybody around you. That type of careless. I think it's healthy for people not to, you know, I think not caring and being careless is like two different things. I think people got to get a greater understanding of that. But people need to understand that it manifests in many ways. I think in everybody's day-to-day life, it manifests. You know, people be drinking all day. Some people be smoking all day. Some people just love to gamble all day. Some people, you know, I think amongst the younger generation, people just like to masturbate all day. Some people like to play the video game all day. Just something to escape something to escape their reality from what it sees every day. And for me being compassionate and understanding, like it's understandable. You can't knock it. But I think that if you want to ever get past and beat yourself and, you know, truly be able to really integrate with your shadow side and just really get a greater understanding of yourself, you're going to have to conquer all those addictions that you may have and all these methods of like self-hate that is afflicted upon you. Even like food as well. Like people eat terrible food all day, and like even like people be like morbidly obese, and it's like they just keep eating food, and it's like they're trying to kill themselves, and they're trying to kill themselves from just small, like from trauma that they suffered when they was like 9 years old, from, you know, maybe somebody called them fat, and it's like, you know, maybe a part of them agree with that, and they just accepted the role of them being fat, and, you know, and that's how they hate themselves, and that's how they self-hatred, like, you know, manifests and just kills them until, you know, kills them every day that they wake up, you know. Of course, sleep is like a little break, but that's what people got to deal with every day. And I definitely agree with that, you know. Like I said, I realize with me, like I said, I can't, with me, it's hard. Like I said, I can't, like, it's hard for me to indulge in things and just be like, just to escape from reality, because I know at the end of the day, like I said, my only true escape, I've never been suicidal, but like I would have to do something like that. I really have to get up out of here if I was like to truly escape my reality. I can't just like drink my life away. I can't just like smoke my life away. I can't just, you know, eat my life away. You know, it's something in me that can't like that won't allow it. Cause like I said, I'm very, it's hard for me like to bullshit myself. Of course I do. Like I said, of course, like anybody does. It's hard to, at times, like I said, your inner voice got to be strong, and my inner voice is strong. So, well, to a certain extent, it's stronger than like, it's stronger than me thinking like, damn, I can smoke my life away. But I won't say it's super strong, but it's strong enough to stop that. But yeah, it's like I can't just smoke my life away. I can't just like, when I got in touch with my intuition, I got a great understanding of what I'm supposed to be doing. So after I got a greater understanding, like I said, I can't just act like I don't know what I'm here to be doing. You know, I can't just neglect myself and my mind and just bullshit myself, you know. Like after that, like I said, after I got a greater understanding, like what, like my negative habits that's like really like showing that I really don't value myself or I really don't like myself, I had got a greater understanding of like what I was meant to do, you know, like speaking. Like speaking is probably like my worst enemy. I think y'all probably seen from me like watching these videos, like I have a hard time speaking. I have a hard time speaking my mind. I have a hard time speaking the truth. Cause like I said, lying is like something like niggas just be lying. That's just the truth. You know, niggas just be lying. And I just grew up in a lying ass household. So like I said, it was only rightfully passed down to me. But that was like my main problem. And I think that it's quite odd that like I feel like I'm supposed to be teaching. Like teaching and speaking is like what I'm here to be doing. But of course, like I said, I gotta make my I gotta make my mistakes, and I gotta learn how to speak properly and just do all these things I'm supposed to be doing. So every day that I speak, and like I said, I try to be a better leader, is another day for me, you know, to so that I love myself and so that I'm not hating myself anymore. Like just speaking my mind and speaking my truth and speaking about what my mind is telling me to, or my heart is telling me to, you know. So yeah, I think self hatred just it manifests in how you treat yourself and how you treat yourself and how you go about your day to day. Some people self hatred manifests like black boys. That's one thing I noticed is that a lot of black boys is who said that? I think Andre Taylor said like a lot of them are not like really they don't really scared. They're not scared to die, but like they scared to live. And that hatred is like really pushing them to die. It's like this like they don't want to be here no more. And I think that was like a nice perspective that he used. And it's like it takes guts to live. It takes a lot to live. It takes you learning to love yourself to really like be like, dang, I really do want to live, you know? Cause like I said, dying, I would assume dying is easy. Like I said, you can, I know they got sentenced for euthanasia and things like that, but it's just like, you know, it's just living is a hard thing to do. And hating yourself and living is even harder to do. So I think that if you learn to love yourself properly and really start to value yourself and appreciate yourself, you can really understand how to live and love yourself, you know, and make living a little bit easier, you know. And of course, you know, that's just my opinion. But yeah, if you like the video, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Thank you.